Out on the open ocean, you'd be forgiven for thinking everything is a sea of calm. But for the men and women working here, that calm can quickly turn to a storm. They're risking life and liberty to transport nearly 12.5 billion tons of goods and essential commodities like oil, iron ore and grain, goods and supplies needed in our daily lives all over the world. The value of global shipping trade was $16.8 trillion in 2023. But for something so valuable and so essential, it is not without risks. From unjust criminalization to threats of violence and piracy, and even getting caught up in global conflict. For seafarers, who are the backbone of international trade, their jobs can expose them to these dangers. Seafarers like Andre Lesota. He started his career aged just 14 in 1969, before rising to the rank of captain. In 2019, a voyage from Colombia to Mexico ended in disaster. Unbeknownst to Captain Lesota and his crew, some suspicious cargo had been smuggled aboard.
It's some packages. I call an agent and said, listen, we have situation.
Mexican officials confirmed the packages contained 240 kilograms of cocaine. Then, not long after arriving in Mexico, the vessel was raided.
Full force, Navy, planes, everything around, police, heavy machine guns. They came to the ship. They took all crew.
Andre was detained by authorities who claimed that as shipmaster, he was responsible for the drugs coming into Mexico. Subsequently, he was imprisoned for nearly 2 years without a trial.
No clothes, no food, no running water, no toilet separated. 23 people in one cell. At night, you sleep on one eye, because if you close two, you can be dead.
After 20 months in prison, Captain Lesota finally went before a judge, who dropped the charges against him.
The judge stated point by point. Charge number 1, captain is responsible for no proof. At last he said, no guilty.
Captain Lesota retired following the ordeal, but his story isn't a one-off. According to one source, at least 96 seafarers have faced criminalization since 2020. But that's not the only risk to seafarers. Global conflict can also have a huge impact. During the 2026 Middle East conflict, more than 20,000 seafarers were stranded on ships in the Persian Gulf, and at least 10 were killed. Jakob Larsen knows just how dangerous life at sea can be. He's Chief Safety and Security Officer for BIMCO.
Seafarers are a vital part of underpinning our way of life. Around 80% of the world's goods are transported by sea. Seafarers face a lot of different risks. You can run into bad weather, risk of collision, groundings and the rest of it. But then there are also the political risks. So that could be, for example, being caught up in armed conflict.
In 2022, a cargo ship bound for Italy was caught in the crossfire of the war in Ukraine. Whilst awaiting cargo at the Ukrainian port of Olvia, a Russian missile hit, damaging the vessel and killing one of the ship's engineers. There are now urgent calls to do more for the welfare of seafarers.
I think it's very much on the responsibility of governments really to do what they can to mitigate risks to seafarers. Communication between different authorities and different governments could probably improve quite a lot. There's an old saying that goes, what goes on at sea goes on unseen. When people see big ships passing by, they don't necessarily think about the people working hard to keep that ship going and to deliver goods to the rest of the world. It's actually people that are involved here and that people matters.
The challenges facing seafarers are clear. But with more understanding of what a life at sea really means, then perhaps for the men and women who keep global trade moving, a safer future could be on the horizon.